Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Everyone, I have gone ahead and they finally got my my internet installed. Okay, so we are back to the pristine. We are back to the pristine clarity and live streaming and video quality that I am accustomed to giving you guys. It was hurting my soul, y'all. Hold on. It was hurting my soul, y'all, to give y'all a little blurry picture. That was hurting my soul. They are not, they haven't said no to the plaq. 39 Dina asks, any news on your YouTube plaq? They are just basically like, oh, we don't know. We're still looking into it, and we know you're waiting on your plaq. The placating me every, once a week, as if they're really doing some work on that. I think they are waiting for me to disqualify myself and disqualify my channel somehow by getting some type of strike, or because they won't give it to you if you have copyright strikes or any type of strike on your channel within the past year. They won't give it to you. So they doing whatever with the plaq. I done kind of like lost hope about that. I don't know that I'll ever get that plaq, but I want it because everybody else that has 100K plus has their plaq. Like everybody can show their plaq in the background. It'll be sitting on a shelf or something. And I work just as hard as everyone else on my channel. It's not easy to get 100K plus. It's not easy. That's hard work. Anybody that does it, they've done work on their channel, especially if you did it organically. You've done a lot of work on your channel. But it is what it is. Let me get to the super chats. Thank you so much. Gregory Scotland says, super topic. Over the past 50 years, many women said they needed funnier men, more sensitive men, more open men to make more money. Goalpost moves a lot. Now women are using a Barbie film to test their boyfriends. We're going to deal with that Barbie film. The only reason I haven't dealt with Barbie is because I have not watched Barbie, and I kind of refuse to go to the movie theater to watch Barbie. I may need to for work purposes and research purposes, but I know it's a woke film just from the things that I've read about what they're trying to say about Ken and the world of Barbies and blah, 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 blah. So they got a lot of social and political commentary in it. But let me go ahead and give you your soul clap. Thank you so much, Swift718, for the generous contributions. Excited to hear you address this topic. Salute Crimson Coach Kendra Davis and the Crimsonite crew. Thank you so very much. Finally, thank you, D. So this one scares me. You're going to cook so well the food will burn. We're going to cook. We are definitely going to do some cooking. Okay. Said, Dwayne said they being spiteful. I think they're waiting for me to disqualify myself somehow, because my last there are a couple of recent live streams where there have been copyright disputes for no reason. You know that sound I just got through playing with the who, that sound? That's a generic sound bite, a royalty-free sound bite. I specifically went and got royalty-free sound bites so that I could play them when I wanted to, and that there would be no copyright questions about where it came from. This is why I don't play music. And even the music that I have is from YouTube's Creator Studio library that is royalty-free. And so they are saying, they be trying to say that woot 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 sound is Wu-Tang Clan. Like, I've been playing that sound for quite a while, almost a year now. It's never gotten a copyright dispute before. So it is what it is. They can't do nothing to me that Allah don't allow. I'll get it if Allah allow me to get it. But thank you so much, Theo. Thank you so much for the contribution before I even really get cooking, but we shall, and thank you. And thank you so much, Miss Jordan, for the super sticker. Thank you so very much. Okay. They do have a microscope on me. That's what I'm saying. And I already know that. So, it's mashallah. So what we're going to talk about is the viral video of the guy who was crying about getting stood up on a date. And you've got people, I'm going to show the whole clip from his TikTok. And you've got people in the comment section, and they're well-wishing, and they're saying it's okay, and blah, 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 blah. You keep doing what you're doing. And these are lies. And I want to do a shout out to Chantel for sort of pointing a thing out that they lied to the simp. And they are lying to the simp. And we're also going to clear a few misconceptions. And that was brought up as well, that his channel is a comedy channel, so it could have well been a skit. I don't know that it was a skit. Because it wasn't funny. It wasn't particularly funny, and he was crying, so it didn't seem skittish to me. It may have been, it may not have been. But here's the thing. There's an issue. There are several issues that I want to address. All right. Several issues that I want to address. And misconceptions about the so-called nice guy. I am going to run his video. So you guys, if you haven't seen it, you can go ahead and see it. I'm going to run the video, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to tell you exactly what he did wrong. Because there was several things wrong with him. We don't know the female, but then we're also going to talk about where men like him come from. So here we go.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, alien dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to kind to one another. Like, what, ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
He did a lot wrong. The first thing that he did wrong is he's crying. He's near to tears. He's near to tears. Why y'all ain't tell me y'all couldn't really hear me? He's near to tears over something that happens to everybody at least once or twice. Everybody gets stood up. I mean, people get stood up all the time. It doesn't matter how awesome you are, how pretty you are, how handsome you are, how much money you got, blah, 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 blah. People get stood up, all of that kind of stuff. There's nothing to cry about. That's nothing to cry over. And I don't have a problem with men crying. I've seen men cry before. I've seen my father cry before. I have seen my late husband. I saw him cry at times, things of that nature. When something drastic happens, men are human beings and they cry. And that didn't make me feel no differently about them. I didn't feel any differently about their masculinity or their manhood or who they were, or it didn't make me change my opinion at all on them, because I mean, I understood why they were crying. I mean, stuff was devastating. So, I mean, they got emotions. I think it's an immature woman who thinks that anytime a man cries, no matter what it's for, it automatically impugns his masculinity. I think that's immature. But he's crying about something that he doesn't need to cry about. Okay. You don't need to cry about getting stood up. You just don't. I'm going to tell you what's not wrong. I'm going to tell you what's not wrong. And this is where we start doing away with certain misunderstandings and myths. It isn't a man's romantic gesture, the flowers. That's not what's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. My husband is the definition of masculinity. He's romantic. He's romantic with me all the time. He does romantic gestures all the time. Okay? He's always doing something that makes me go, oh. He's always doing something like that. He's the picture of masculinity. Okay? This dude is hardcore. All right? This is a hardcore dude. But he will be romantic with me. It isn't his kindness or his thoughtfulness. That's not what's wrong. Again, not only my husband, kind, he's thoughtful. If I say something, he'll remember that and he'll address it somehow, or it'll be like, oh yeah, I said that 2 days ago, and here you come with the oh. Like I said, he's always doing something to make me go, oh. He's always doing something like that all the time. All the time. Right? This is not a soft dude at all. Okay? It's not even this guy's looks. It's not even this guy's looks. Somebody is attracted to him. It's not his looks. I've seen much worse. It isn't even his emotional availability. It's not even that. And the reason why I'm saying it's none of those things is because masculine men do that stuff. Masculine men can be romantic. Masculine men can be very kind and very thoughtful and very emotionally available, right? And they are, listen, I have every masculine man I have ever met has those traits. They are some of the most thoughtful men. They are very kind. They are patient. That's who they are. That's who they've trained themselves to be. It was a part of their masculinity that they did it. That's not feminine energy. That's a part of their masculinity because it's actually a part of their leadership. It's a part of their order. It's a part of their system. It's a part of their structure. It's a part of them. It is a part of, let me tell you something, because right now I'm talking as a lioness. And I need people to hear this because a hyena not going to tell you. They over there talking about, oh, just keep doing what you're doing. No, he should not keep doing what he's doing. He should definitely switch up. And we're going to talk about why. But the kindness is in the procreation piece. That's the affection. That is the care. That's the support. That is, listen, masculine men are some of the most supportive, kind, because everybody looks to them. Everybody looks to them to resolve issues. Everybody look, and he has to have, if he is a good provider, if he's a good leader, if he's a good problem solver, if he's a good protector, then he has to have the kindness, the thoughtfulness, the patience. He's got to have that stuff. Because if he doesn't have those things, it will negatively affect the way in which he offers 4 Ps to everybody. People think masculinity is some type of tyrannical. These guys have got to be mean and he got to be. No. See, a hyena will say, we got to have a thug. That's not true either. Not from a lioness's perspective. Lionesses don't think that way. And today, we're not talking about the hyena. Today, we're talking about the lioness. And what a lioness needs out of a lion. This guy's not a lion. That one is a hyena. Okay? Let's get that straight. That one is a hyena. He a maggle. He a simp. He's likely a son husband. I'm going to tell you what's going on with it. I am going to tell you what's wrong. So what's not wrong? Let's go over it. What isn't wrong is his romantic gestures. That's nothing wrong with that. Masculine men are romantic. It isn't his kindness or his thoughtfulness. Masculine men are kind and they are thoughtful. It's not his looks. Somebody is going to be attracted to that man. And it isn't his emotional availability. Masculine men know how to be emotionally available to the people, to his loved ones, to his children, to his wives, to his closest companions and associates and friends. His close inner circle. They see that from him. And emotional availability isn't always somewhere boo-hooing and crying. It's just being present, emotionally present. And he's able to be emotionally present because he's not some broken dude. He's healed, he's whole, he's a man. But I am going to tell you what is wrong, and then I'm going to get to the super chats. What's wrong is that as a man, he's looking for validation from women when he should be the one validating women. That's number one. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you so much. Anthony says she just made another passport, bro. Thank you. Bertram said, Crimson, even though the plaque would be nice, you have with no doubt earned it. You do not need it to validate the over 100K that look forward to and appreciate your message every day. 200K is next. Thank you so much for the encouragement, Bertram. Thank you. See, Bertram, supporting. This is supportive. This is that kindness, that thoughtfulness, that attentiveness. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing not masculine about this. I'm just giving you some real life examples. Thank you, hey, Coach Edition, how you doing? I'll be seeing you over there cooking, brother. You be over there cooking. Said, blessed sister chat. Thank you for all you do. Thank you as well. And thank you, Mazman Pro. Say he clearly looks for validation through women. That's a death sentence for any man. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, Charles Lawrence. Said great message and breakdown. Thank you. Okay. He's looking for validation from a group of people that he should be validating. He should be validating or not validating. Men validate women. Now, there is a level where women can validate men, but it's a different type of validation. It's a different road. It's a different way. Because men can be validated by how many women or the quality of women that he can attract and that he keeps around him. So there's a form of that, but men validate women much differently. And women look for the validation of men. No man should be running around trying to figure out, is this woman gonna validate me? Is she gonna see? That's that son husband stuff. That's that worship all the women. No, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you something before we go to break in a couple of minutes. As a lioness, and I want the lionesses in my chat to put a 1 if they agree. I wouldn't touch that dude with a 10-foot pole. Nice or not. As a feminine, high-valued lioness, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. I don't care what kind of flowers he got. I wouldn't have never talked on the phone to see could he buy flowers. He would never have captured my attention at all. And I'm not talking from a personal whether or not I'm attracted to him. No, that's not what I'm saying. And there's a lot of ones in this chat. The lionesses know. The lionesses understand why not. Because see, the lionesses in here that are married have masculine men. And those men have kindness. They are supportive and attentive men, but they mean business. Those men mean business. My husband mean business. Do you understand me? He can be nice, sweet as boy, sweet to make a tooth fall out. He's so sweet. But His word is his word. He mean what he said, and he said what he mean. Now, you can test that theory if you want to, but I don't suggest it. That's why I'm with him. Because you got to be of a certain makeup to be the lion of a pride. You understand me? The lion in a pride will lay somewhere and lick that lioness all over her body and be cuddling. Let something happen. And see, don't that energy switch all the way up. We are not cuddling right now. We ain't cuddling right now. Because I got to go take care of some business. And it ain't, I can't cuddle. I'm not in the cuddling energy for this. This is not cuddling energy. I am going to go to commercial. And then I'm going to explain to you why no lioness will touch this dude. If she know anything about anything, she won't touch this dude. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with wanting a thug. We not that shallow either, because a lot of thugs is hyenas too. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey brothers, I want to tell you about a website called blackmenszone.com. Now, Black Men's Zone is a site that specifically targets black men. It's a place where black men talk about issues that solely affect them. Now, at Black Men's Zone, the topics will range from news to society, sports, technology, business, food and recipes. Some brothers got to cook too. Gaming, and some of your brothers like doing some of that. Health and fitness, got to get your workout on. Music, movies, and many other topics. Now, there's not many forums around these days for black men, and because black men have to create them. Now, this particular website is more of a forum based, something simple, not social media. You can write what you need to write, say what you need to say, get on, get off pretty quick. But if you're interested, brothers, to at least go there, and I want you to check it out, engage in the topics, go to blackmenszone.com, sign up for an account, and get engaged in the conversation.
So definitely follow what Uncle Phil on the commercial told you to do. Go to blackmenszone.com, hit the link at the top of the chat. This is a forum that is specifically for black men to go and to speak about whatever they want to talk about, all of the things that affect black men in this society, and they can speak among themselves and without interruption, without all of the big censorship, and without the presence really of women. This is almost, think of it almost as a barbershop space, a male space where they can go and be uninterrupted and speak with one another about the things that affect them and the things that are important to them. So once again, hit the link for blackmenszone.com. Okay. So I am going to thank you, Johnny BX, for the super sticker. I am going to break down why a lioness would not touch this dude. See, there are a lot of different misconceptions that a guy that's like this, what do I mean by a guy like this? We don't want no man. Let me tell you what a lioness can't deal with. Any good woman, any lioness would never deal with a man that will make me his number one priority. We do not want no man that put us on a pedestal, whose goal is to please us and his whole purpose in his life is making us happy and doing whatever and bending over backwards, try to make sure that everything that we want, he gonna put it on us. We don't want that. You don't want that. That's a turn off. Because if I'm your number one priority, and this is what's wrong with Mr. Jonathan, it ain't none of that other stuff. It ain't that he nice. That's not what's wrong with him. There's a lot of masculine men that are nice. Masculine men are not mean. They serious, but they're not mean. What it means, if I'm number one, if you wake up and go to bed and I'm just, your whole thing is me and whether or not I'm happy or sad or what, listen. If that's what's going on, what that indicates to me is that you don't have a vision, sir. You don't have a vision. You don't have a purpose. You don't have, and if you don't have a vision and a purpose, that implies that you lack leadership and SOS. So a man that has no vision and no purpose, it is implied in that alone that he also lacks in his leadership and his SOS. Do y'all get that? Because if you had good leadership, see, you can't exercise or practice good leadership and system, order, and structure if you have no vision and no purpose that you working towards and that you working on. How you know you a good leader? A leader of who? Leading to where? And on what basis? If you don't have vision and purpose, that's not me, then how you know you a good leader? Where you going? If you don't have a vision and a purpose, man, where you going? Because if you can't tell me where you going in your life, why should I follow it? Follow what? Follow what exactly? Which vision? Which system, order, and structure? Which purpose am I fulfilling? Because I'm the helpmeet. I'm the helpmeet. I'm supposed to be helping you meet that vision. I'm supposed to be helping you meet that goal. I'm supposed to be helping you meet and serve that purpose. If you don't have the vision and the purpose of how I'm helping you, well, helping you how? How am I doing it? You take my job from me. As a lioness, I can't get with a man that don't have a vision and a purpose because I can't do my job as a feminine woman. I can't bring my femininity to bear. I can't do it because I'm the support. I'm the help. But if you ain't doing nothing, how I'm helping? What am I helping? What am I helping you do? What am I helping you do exactly? See, my husband was able to tell me in detail his vision and his purpose. He articulated it to me. He didn't say, well, you know, one day I might want to do. He said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And I'm doing it whether you're here or not. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I got this plan. This is in the works. This is doing. This is going. Now, you as a lioness and a helpmeet and a feminine woman, if you can get with this, then this is where it's at. If you can't do this, no need. No need. No need for you to come over here. No need for me to marry you. No need. That's Jonathan's problem. That is the problem of some of the nice guys. He might be nice. He might be the kind of guy. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but he's not on no purpose. Because when a man is on his purpose, he's not looking for a woman to validate him. He's looking for one that's going to help him. And if she can't do that, she can go ahead on. And he ain't got time be sitting waiting no 30 minutes for nothing for her to come figure out whether she want to come over there or not. Because a man that's on his vision and purpose don't have time for all of that shenanigans and play and games. He got other things to do with his time. If you're not going to come over here promptly and do what need to be done and do what we said we were going to do and all this other kind of stuff, you dragging your feet and playing games? No. Let me read some of these super chats. Thank you, wouldn't you like to know, for the contribution, sweetheart. Thank you, R.O. said, no nation of men ever can be effectively validated nor build a vibrant society predicated upon a mass of prostitutes and 304s, also maligned under white supremacy. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Gloria, for your contribution. And thank you, 39 Dina. I hope, are y'all understanding? Y'all getting what? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Again, I'm not talking about what hyenas and hoes want. We're not talking about them. Not right now. Right now, I'm talking about from the perspective of a lioness. We would never touch that guy. The difference between a lioness and a hyena in this instance is we wouldn't waste his time. We would waste his time. We wouldn't be calling back and forth. We wouldn't be somewhere trying to ghost him and stand him up. We don't, because lionesses, women who are feminine, has got something going on in their life, we don't have time for it either. We don't have time to string a man along for any reason. We don't even want to do that because it wastes our time. Trying to waste his time, mess around, and you waste your own time. Because we're not trying to get nothing out of him. We don't want his money. We don't want to, treat him bad and then get something out of. Lionesses are not trying to do all this. This is why we get picked for marriage, because we don't operate that way. If he don't have everything we need, it's done. We done. Because the first thing we sniff is your masculinity. And if we can't smell it, ignore it. We're not looking for thugs. We're not looking for some dude to be hyper active, fighting everybody and arguing that, because we know those are hyenas too. Those are undisciplined men. If he running around and he got to fight everybody, that's a form of insecurity and trying to validate his own masculinity to himself. If he got to try to convince himself he's masculine, I don't need him trying to convince me of it. And I don't need an undisciplined man in my life. I already got chaos. I don't need him to add chaos. I need him to add order. So I don't need him flying off the emotional handle just as much as I might do it. Who's got the period? Me or you? So the lioness is not looking for this thugged out, he gotta just be in the streets slanging them. We're not looking for that either. What a lioness is looking for is the system, order, structure. What a lioness is looking for is the vision of the man. Because we understand that if he has vision, he can take us somewhere because he's going somewhere. Men with vision and purpose have structured their lives. They have discipline in their lives. They've got order they can bring to us because lionesses desperately need order like any woman. We just take it. Unlike the hyena, the lioness take the order. We don't fight him about it. I'm giving y'all what lionesses do. Because we spend a lot of time talking about hyenas, but we ain't talking about hyenas today. We're talking about why a lioness would pass him up. I do not need to be on my husband's pedestal, because if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing as a man, his spirituality and his health come before me. If don't nothing else come before me, I'm number 3 on the priority list, not number 1. I had better not be number 1. Because I'm not where his moral codes come from. I'm not where his life's principles are coming from. I'm not where he's getting his, I'm not where he's getting his vision from. I'm not the source of that stuff. That's his spiritual value. That's the source of that. And he needs to have that in order before I will even come around. Or he better act like he got it in some type of order. He better fake it. Because if it's not even there, lionesses are not messing with it. His health come before me. Because if he not good, I'm not good. This is why lionesses feed their lions before they feed themselves and they cubs. Because if anybody got to be able to stand on them 4 feet and not have their belly touch their backbone, it's got to be him. Because if something go down, he's the protector. He needs the strength to do it. If he not good, the pride not good. If he not healthy, the pride is in trouble. If he is not of sound emotion, sound mind, and sound body, we're in trouble. So his spirituality, where he get his principles in his life, where his health, all of that come before me. I'm 3. I am a priority, but I'm not number 1, and I had better not be. I don't even want to be. I don't want no man that worship me. Because then I can run him and all. I don't want no man that I can put a battery in his back and run him. Lionesses don't want no man like that. We don't like that. We like order. And we like the men that can keep the order. When things fall apart, he can keep the order. He can make the order. When the system break down, he can fix the system, because we can't do that. And we know we can't. We understand as lionesses, we have limitations. We accept that limitation. We don't bother about crying over it. We just go get a man that covers it. We don't need him in and out of jail acting a fool. That don't cover me. What do that do for me? Nothing. And I don't need one constantly crying and whining. You okay, baby? You all right? I don't need that either. Because it's getting on my nerve. Because I'm moody. Because I'm a woman. I might be all right today and 20 minutes later, I ain't all right. And then 10 minutes after that, I'm on top of the world. Don't me mind about what I'm feeling from minute to minute. It changes now. You don't want me to be going into what I be feeling and thinking every minute anyway. You're not gonna like that little train of thought. You're not gonna like none of that. So you're not even gonna want to hear it. So just leave it alone. You keep asking me, is I'm all right? And said, DeWanda. Oh, thank you, Miss DeWanda. Said, keep up the great content. Thank you so much. Drew asked, you ever stood a guy up? No. I'm either coming or I'm not. I'm either with him or I'm not. I'm either doing what I'm telling him I'm going to do or no. I don't stand people up. I don't waste time. Now, I may have been late to some things, but not without explanation. I'm either going or I ain't. You want to come over here, Bubba? Nope. I don't feel like it. Well, what you don't want to hang out? No, not really. Not a good time. Thank you, Dale. Say exactly, Kendra. A man must maintain frame at all times, no matter what. By the way, these likes are disrespectful. When you're finished cooking, can we get the thumb dance? Thanks for all that you do. You definitely can get the thumb dance because I forgot to give it to you anyway. So here you go. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, I owe y'all a dance. Bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam. You gotta All right. Thank you, Devon. Said when a man has a purpose, he's not the one that chooses the woman. It is his purpose that will determine the woman he chooses. Thank you very much. Thank you, Harry Anderson. Nobody on the internet makes as much sense as Crimson. This young man is a bit lost, but we're going to straighten him out. First thing he needs, go to the gym. Madam Crimson, keep cooking always. Keep lacing us with the wisdom. Thank you so very much. All right. Thank you so much. Ruminant said, if a woman is a man's number one, she is by position the most high. No Abrahamic religion allows for any human being to occupy that spot. Your helpmeet cannot be your God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ruminant. Thank you. Steven says, so thankful for your message. So refreshing to hear sound, principled point of view. And you get one, and you get a cheer, and you get a cheer. Okay, and thank you, Micah. Said real talk. Tell my guy, talk to God, not to the internet when you feel like crying. Thank you so much. And like I said, it's I'm not one of them women that a man can't cry around me because I'm gonna think he ain't no man. I don't think that. I don't think he should have been near the tears on here about being stood up. I mean, it ain't like nobody died. Nobody didn't die or anything. It's not devastating. Like, you got to get a when men have their vision and when they have their purpose, they own that until they die. And nothing can really deter them from it. They take the licking and they take the pain that life give them, because life is going to give them pain. Life is going to give them setback. Life is going to give them no. Life is going to try to turn them around. Men have very difficult lives, and I don't pretend to understand from an intimate place the lives of men because I'm not a man, but I have watched men live and I have seen the trouble that they go through. So I have empathy for that. But this is why the simp and the son husband is such a dangerous thing. Now we're going to talk about the hyenas never telling them the truth. Now we'll talk about this part. It's dangerous to raise a boy into a man that doesn't understand that, because life will crush him. Life will crush him. Men are built to withstand living a life that women could never live. Women could never live that life and be happy or be content or be at peace. We can never do it, no matter what. Men just simply live a different life externally, and they live a different life internally. And when women choose to beat that out of them, when they choose to rear them in a way where it's not inculcated into them, they are raising men to be crushed by life. They are doing a complete disservice to them. And sometimes hyenas think being real mean or being abusive to them as boys is toughening them up. That's actually creating a trauma that he's going to have to spend a lot of years in setback trying to get over. It doesn't help him. This is why boys need fathers, good fathers. They need their dads to teach them about the world of men that women cannot know. The reason why Black women or a hyena would never tell this man about the 10 life values, about finding his purpose and finding his vision. And that'll trickle down to everything he needs. And he won't be trying to find his person. He'll be finding his vision. And the person that need to be with him will be with him. He'll have the opportunity to choose a woman that is suitable to his vision. Women look for men that's compatible to them, in all these emotional ways. And that's not unimportant for men, but men that have vision look for women that's compatible to the vision. Is she compatible to my purpose? Is she compatible to the way in which I have structured and living my life? Because I'm not going to stop living my life like this. And I'm not going to invite a woman around me in my close circle, in my family, that it is not with that, can't do that, can't go along with that flow, or would try to deter me from that path. That is what I can't do. So before she's compatible with me emotionally and all this other kind of stuff, blah, 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 she has to be compatible to my vision, or we're not even going to get to the other places. The first thing that my husband needed to know was whether or not I was compatible to his vision before we talked about whether or not I was compatible with him emotionally and personality and okay, all that is fine with that. That's nice. But first things first, because I have a particular way in which I live. I have a plan. I've got stuff I'm doing, stuff that's already in the works before I even knew of you. Are you compatible to that? Because if you aren't going to be peaceful there, if you aren't going to be a helpmeet here, then you can't be here. It's as simple as that. That's the first compatibility. But hyenas do men and boys a disservice because they create these kinds of men. They create the Jonathans of the world. They create the Simps of the world. In order to uphold the gynocracy, that's number one. That's the number one thing. They create these son husbands, the simp thug, and all these little different versions of guys. They raise these boys like this to uphold the gynocracy, uphold their foolishness and all that type of stuff, and to be their safety net in the pool of men to choose from after she's been for the streets, after she done hit several walls. Okay. These are the men that she has taught from a young age to worship her and overlook all her foolishness and never hold her to any sort of accountability or standard of behavior. So that is why she get ran through by this one and that one, blah, 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 blah. And then she'll end up with a guy like that she don't respect, that she don't like, that she's not attracted to. Why? Because he worships women. And she knows that if she present a certain way and give him a certain type of attention that he might not be accustomed to, that he's going to make her his number one priority, that he's going to make her his vision and purpose, that he's going to do everything in his power, no matter how ridiculous it is, to make sure that she's all right and blah, blah, blah. And she ain't never going to be all right. She's never going to be happy because she's with a guy that she actually doesn't like and doesn't respect. So therefore, she gonna treat him like dirt. She gonna run over him. She gonna cheat on him. She gonna talk to him crazy. She gonna do things like steal 20,000 stacks from him. You know, all this other kind of stuff that she's gonna do because she's raised a group of men from boyhood that was going to be that safety net when she was done with all of her shenanigans. And since she taught him to worship women and worship her and don't ask her no questions and don't hold her feet to the fire no type of time or in no real way, don't really give her no consequences, or he always make excuses for everything that she do, no matter how crazy it is and all this other kind of stuff, she be with that guy. Because a man that has a vision and a purpose would never take her. That's why she got to create that pool of men. She create that pool of men for two reasons. One, to uphold the gynocracy. Two, to be the safety net of men that she get to pick from later on in her life after she done acted a fool. Again, because men with vision would never take her. That's what we talking about. At least that's what I'm talking about when I say high value man. These are men with vision. These are men with SOS. These are men that is doing stuff in his life. He doing something in his life. He got something to do. And he does not have time, nor does he have the inclination to get with a woman that has wiled away and wasted away her youth. She's built up all of this negative chaos. She done built up all of this foolishness. And now she ready to dump it all on him. And he's not going to do that, because you're not going to come over here and just splat over everything that I've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years. You're not going to do it. And the reason why a man like that is able to turn her away, no matter how she look and all this other kind of stuff, is because she don't define him. She don't define him, and she don't validate him. She looking to get validated by him. And that's what he knows. I didn't validate my husband. He validated me. I was looking for validation and approval from him. He don't even need to be looking for nobody to be with. He need to get spirituality and health together first. Then family. Not woman. That's been his problem. You're looking for a woman to fill in the blanks and validate and secure him. No. He's showing up in too much feminine energy. That's the other reason why a lioness would not touch him. Showed up in too much feminine energy. I done showed up in feminine energy. What are you doing? Lionesses do not pay attention to men that present feminine. Just like lions and masculine men do not pay attention to women that show up masculine. Why should he pay attention to her? She already a problem, because you're in masculine energy. So you're not going to listen to nothing I say. You're not going to do nothing I want you to do, because you're already coming over here hardcore. I don't need you to be hardcore. I'm masculine enough for the both of us. I don't need you showing up masculine. Feminine women feel the same way. We do not like men to show up in their feminine energy. It's just as much of a turnoff to us as masculine women are a turnoff to masculine men, because we are already feminine and we are not attracted to feminine energy. We're attracted to masculine energy. That's what we like. We don't like feminine energy romantically. I'm feminine enough for the both of us. Thank you. You want soft? Look to me. I got all the softness that you can possibly muster. It's a powder puff over here. I don't need you to be a powder puff. Just like you don't need me to be hardcore. So I hope that that we understood today's talk. what Mr. Jonathan did wrong. Hope somebody give him this video because the other chicks that be raising son husbands and all that can say, oh, he ain't did nothing wrong. He did a lot wrong. And that don't make him a bad person. He just needs to understand. Go find your vision and your purpose first. Go do that. And a lioness will be attracted to it. That's where the masculinity come from. It don't come from me. Yeah, I can spin the block. That's not where lionesses look for masculinity. We don't look. We think a lot of them dudes is fools. Well, what is you doing, dude? You trying to shoot somebody up for a block your mama paying Section 8 rent on. Stop. Boy, how many times you done been in and out of jail? You about 47 years old. And you still running around here talking about what you gonna do to somebody on the block. Boy, do you own anything? What do your asset and liability columns look like? Do you know what I'm talking about? Nope. So we don't even play that kind of game. The masculinity comes from the vision, purpose. That's what we're looking for. Because again, a man that has a vision and a purpose usually has leadership, good leadership, and a solid system, order, and structure that we can get into. Because if he doesn't have it, we can't be lionesses. We're looking for places where we can be lionesses. That's just not with any dude that smile and show up with flowers. No. I mean, that's nice. Thank you. We gonna be gracious about it. But no, thank you. I've had plenty of nice guys that try to approach me. They don't have nothing going on. I see you. Where your vision? Articulate your purpose to me. What are you doing? Whether I'm with you or not, what are you doing? And so many of them nice dudes that, I'll be so kind to you and I'll talk sweet and send you good morning text and okay, but do you have a vision, sir? And then we get to asking them kind of questions. Now they don't know, now they can't text you. Right. You was real nice. Lionesses look for substance. Thank you, Aros. I'm a black man raised up in the First Baptist Church back in the 70s, was taught and trained to be a cuck no matter what, first and foremost for black women, just saying. And this is the type of teaching that I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you, Charles. So hopefully this guy learns his lesson. Sometimes you got to walk away forever or you will be a laughing stock. This is true. Thank you, Your Excellence, at Cashing It Late. Your platinum plaque to us, and they can't afford such a plaque for you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And thank you again, Aros. So the vast majority of simps worldwide were raised as Christians, especially black men. I know because I was one of them. Thank you so, so much. Yeah. Like somebody said earlier, the passport don't help. Sometimes it's not the other people. Sometimes it's not the other people. Our women in a bad way, and a lot of hyenas and a lot of 304s. Yep, we talk about them all the time. But if you don't have no vision, no purpose, what's going to another country to put a woman in your life with no vision, no purpose? What you doing to her? Where you taking her? What you doing? What are you doing? When her daddy asks you, well, what are you doing with my daughter? How you gonna take care of her? What's your plan for the next 10 years? What are you doing? How you gonna answer the question? If you don't have a vision or a purpose, how you gonna answer that question properly in a way that don't make that man toss you out on your ear? Hey, get away from my daughter. My daddy has done that many a times. The very first time when I was young and trying to get married, ran up on a couple of guys, brought them to my dad to do the vetting. And he looked that dude up and down. Some of them he wouldn't even have no more than a 5-minute conversation. Okay, no. But man, no. Don't call her no more. Don't call him. Answer is no. Get away from my daughter. You don't have no, you don't do nothing but have her and all kind of foolishness and trouble with you. You ain't doing nothing. You're doing nothing. How old are you again? You're doing nothing. Go find something to do. Thank you, Phineas. Said there's a big difference between a good guy and a nice guy. Nice guys are wannabe F-boys, often pour a bad narcissist for the tip jar. Thank you for pointing that out, Phineas. There's a difference between the good guy and the nice guy. It really is. It actually really is. Because all the masculine men that I know are all good. They're good men. They are upstanding men, and they're men. And they got their flaws and shortcomings and stuff like that, but they're men. See, some of these little, and I'm not saying it about this man here, but I'm saying in general, sometimes these little so-called little nice dudes, they be F-boys. But I was so nice. You know, you simping and trying to be an F-boy at the same time. Get out of my face. Man, I was calling. Right. Get out of my face. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Original Man. So the brother needs a mentor for man training. That he does. But he asked the women to tell him what he did. And I'm a woman that's saying what he did. He asked. He solicited female perspective. So I gave him a lioness's perspective so that he can understand what's going on. He won't make that mistake again. And then he'll be able to vet properly, discern properly, use his discernment on which women to fool with, which women not to fool with, see the game coming, see the game being played, spot a hyena or a lioness. Get spot the difference and he'll be all right. But you got to have discernment. Discernment comes from your spiritual value. Hear what I say. Discernment comes from your spiritual value. When you ain't got that intact, you can't discern nothing. You can't detect games and negativity and evil, you know what I'm saying, energies. And so you can't detect that stuff. When your spiritual value is not in order, you can't discern. And if you can't discern, you can't vet. because anything can take your attention and distract you away from what you really should be paying attention to. Thank you, Original Man. Said KS is no longer here, so he needs to reach out to somebody. He does. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. I just wanted to talk about that. We might have to talk about Tory Lanez. I'm wait. Did he get sent before we go? Did Tory Lanez get sentenced already? Because I know sentencing was today. And somebody asked if my father did talk to my suitors like that. You better believe it. My father didn't pull no punches because he wasn't scared of nobody. And he wasn't politically correct and he wasn't soft. He said exactly what was on his mind, and you took it or left it. What you was gonna do? Because he was waiting on you to do something else. What you gonna do? Get mad? You better get mad and get glad. Go ahead on somewhere. That's what my daddy would get mad and get glad. He wasn't trying to hear that. He sure did. Tell them dudes, because I'm 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, trying to get mad. No, don't talk to her no more, and don't call her. Don't call her. I don't care what else was good. I bet you they ain't called. Your daddy crazy. No, he ain't. My daddy ain't crazy. He just saw what I couldn't see because I'm all, 19, 20 years old. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't vet right because you're a female and you're young and you don't know nothing. Daddy ain't got none of that going on. He is not enamored of this dude. So he can see all the stupidity, all the nonsense, 5 minutes flat. Oh, I don't want to forget the Cash App. See if anybody left some Cash Apps. I'm trying to remember to read them at the end of the shows. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, James. Thank you, Antonius. Thank you, MLR. Thank you, Robert, Kelly, Expansion, Bill, and that is about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for your contributions. I greatly, greatly appreciate them. I appreciate them. You help make all of this possible. So, with that being said, I want everybody to jump down into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.